CBSE Class 12 English Going Places Summary. The story begins with a scene of Sophie and her friend Jancy talking to each other while returning from school. Sophie is telling Jancy about her plans to open a boutique after she completes her schooling. She wants to become a famous fashion designer like Mary Quant. Jancy, who is more practical, is aware that they are supposed to join the biscuit factory after their studies. She reminds Sophie that a boutique would require a lot of money. She also explains to Sophie that the latter's plan to save money by working at a shop is not feasible as it does not pay well, and Sophie's dad wants his daughter to work in a shop. Sophie considers being an actress also, it pays more money. Everyone in the family seems to know about Sophie's temperament. Back at home, her younger brother, Derek, mocks her unrealistic dreams of earning big money. The story talks about her looking at her mother's crooked back, indicating a glimpse of the compassion and pain felt by Sophie at her family's poverty-struck conditions. Her brother Jeff is an apprentice mechanic and travels to the far side of the city every day for his work. He does not speak much, and she feels jealous of his silence. She suspects Jeff to be well informed about places she does not know about. Sophie reveals to Jeff that she met Danny Casey in the arcade. Since Jeff does not believe her, she uses an animated description of Danny to make her encounter sound realistic. Jeff passes on this news about Danny Casey to his father at the dinner table. Their father looks at Sophie disdainfully. He knows Sophie is just up to one of her tricks of making up stories. There is no way she would meet a famous football player like Danny Casey. Her father and Jeff start talking about football. Sophie interjects the conversation, saying Danny told her he would buy a shop. Her father warns her that she might get into serious trouble if she continues telling people false stories. Next, Sophie makes her brother promise not to tell anyone that Danny Casey has asked to meet her. Her brother finds it unbelievable. To make it more realistic, Sophie narrates how she met Danny and asked him for his autograph for Derek. But neither of them had a pen and paper. So, Danny asks Sophie if she would like to meet him the following week for the autograph. Jeff does not believe that the football player would show up. Sophie goes with her father and her brothers to watch a football match that Danny is playing. Danny's team wins, and Sophie feels proud. She meets Jancy the following week and is surprised to hear Jancy ask her about the meeting with Danny. Jeff had told this news to Jancy's brother Frank. Sophie did not expect her brother to spill out her secrets like this. As she talks to Jancy about this secret meeting, Sophie learns that Jeff had not told Frank about the second meeting that was going to take place between Sophie and Danny. Sophie goes to meet Danny at a spot by the canal. She used to play there during her childhood. She considers it a perfect place to meet someone without drawing attention. While she waits for Danny, she imagines how the meeting will be. Danny would appear from the shadows, and her reaction would be that of excitement. After a while, she realizes that Danny will not come. Sophie goes into a state of worry and despair. She would not be able to prove to Jeff or the others that she is telling the truth about Danny. As she walks back home, Sophie imagines how Jeff would be disappointed to know that Danny had not come. She is glad to see her father's cycle outside the pub. She would not have to face her father. On the way, she imagines Danny outside the Royces. She visualizes herself talking to Danny and asking for his autograph. Sophie imagines Danny to be of the same height as hers. She gives vivid descriptions of Danny's appearance according to her fantasies. Sophie pictures him acting coy and awkward with genuine innocence. She sees the prodigy again the following Saturday, displaying his excellent sportsmanship at the game. Conclusion of Going Places. This chapter is a prelude to the state of mind during adolescence. A.R. Barton's adolescent character Sophie is highly optimistic, and daydreams to the point that she lives in a world that is make-believe. The beginning of the chapter shows Sophie's desire to open a boutique after school. Jancy, her friend, tries to explain the reality of their economic situation. Belonging to a lower middle-class family, they would face financial constraints if they thought of pursuing a business like owning a boutique. Sophie's unreasonable expectations manifest into a tragic state when she realizes that her idol, Danny Casey, who had plans to meet her, is only a daydream.